brush. And so the only time we take storm
damage that we have in the county.
Or, yeah, if we had a major catastrophe of some type. Now, Williamson County, they've got a whole area consigned just to brush disposal. They grind it, then I think they turn around and sell it back as mulch. They have a couple of companies coming in to
we
do
would have
that.
to invest in that whole system to even be able
Right.
to do that. But now, and so in those cases when we have it, we go through the same process the citizen would to contact to get a permit to burn that brush
Yes.
and dispose of it that way. So that's why the county is not in a position to take brush into our system formally.
Right.
But
Yeah, you'd have to
natural
have
disasters
special
and what have
permits
you,
and
we
everything.
have some grace to
Yes.
do some things
There's natural
through the
disasters.
highway department
Yes.
during that time, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so I thought it was worth all of the commissioners hearing and knowing that, even though it came up in the rules Commissioner Thompson had asked. So thank you so much.
And if that's something if that is something that the county wants the highway department to look at, the minimal amount to start to get the grinder and the permitting and all, you're looking at over $1 million just to get the apparatus the state will require for you to put that in place.
So the $300 grinder at Lowe's wouldn't hold up for what we're doing, right?
They would need 300 people to probably run it.
That's exactly right. All right. Any other solid waste? Thanks for the report. Up next, Human Resources.
Good evening. You all will see in our September new hires and offboardings that 8 joined Bedford County government with 5 exiting, offboarding those individuals. And then on job postings, we still have different opportunities for recruitment. Juvenile detention, we are still in need of 1 officer, so we have that posted. The deputy clerk at Register of Deeds, that's due to a retirement, and we have advertised that position and are working with an applicant and an offer as we speak. And then the full-time probation officer with the courts, that just got posted today, so that one wasn't included on your report. We still have made 1 hire with juvenile detention, and we've had several corrections officers that have come in. And then active and ongoing reports, you see what's listed there. Most of the time has been dedicated to open enrollment, helping employees and departments and working with finance, because medical, dental, and vision open enrollment is through October 30th of this month to make changes outside of qualifying events with the state insurance plan. So that's been a lot of my time. Getting those things ready. And then life insurance starts up in November, and I'm working, and if I haven't been to your department yet, I'm headed your way for some updates to life insurance beneficiaries as well.
And if I can make one comment, I don't believe the sheriff's here, but it's relevant. The SRO positions have all been filled, although they've got a logistics issue with transitioning a couple of deputies that are road deputies into that system. But kudos to the school system for helping us get it lined up, and the sheriff working in where we were afraid, because across the state, everybody was going to be looking for SROs, that we would struggle to fill those in short order, but they have them. The last thing reported at the law enforcement committee was that they're filled.
They've
just
filled.
got to.
They should all be in place as well, because the last one I onboarded was a couple weeks ago. Her start date was about a week ago.
So that's
So,
fantastic.
they should all
Again,
be
we're
there.
grateful to the state of Tennessee helping the school system, the mayor's office, and the sheriff's office solve that problem, because we were committed to a solution before that tragedy happened. But that tragedy, as bad as it was, actually opened the eyes at the state level to get some funding to us.
Yeah, I think you're right. Our issue was not finding qualified candidates that wanted to come and join the organization. It was making sure we have them outfitted and getting all of the equipment and materials in a timely manner.
All right. Any other comments for HR? Thank you. Archives, she's right here.
So in the month of September program, we had the usual visitors. We've had about, I would say 75% are emails of questions that we have and research for folks, and about 25% of folks who come by the courthouse and have visited with us. But we have numerous people coming and going with questions. The uptick that we have are in tours, and we've been having the school groups, and it's been a lot of fun. We had Mr. Boyette's class, and they were all so excited to come up and see the courthouse and his other adjoining classes from Thomas. And that was fun, and it's always neat to see those school groups come through. We had some in September, and this one was in just this last week. We're still getting our retention schedule records that need to be securely disposed. We're still getting that done. The interesting thing, I want to remind myself that we got applied for our grant in September, and we got and received the whole grant. I wasn't really expecting the whole 4,600 that I asked for, but we did get that. So I'm real pleased with that, and that will add to the records center. That's going to be for, I'm sorry.
Chauvin.
No, this is going to be for flat files, architectural files. Codes has a very large new batch of school record architectural drawings, and we want to keep those for facilities management. And so, and there is a retention schedule on those out of codes. And so we're going to work with those records to get them secure in the records building so that they will be available. That's been a regular question from facilities management for any kind of architectural drawing that will show where electrical is. Josh's crew looking for where to put cabling that is sufficient. So we're gonna do what we can to get the current ones where they're accessible to research for the near future and on down. So this is all for architectural files, and those big cabinets are $4,000. And again, at this point, it is not the cabinet, it's the shipping. So that's the main thing. And Catherine Hopkins and I this week are in our state archives conference, learning a lot of things for all across the state. This year, more than ever, the county archives have been in the program and in the meeting. Usually it's the university archives, and they do a lot of different things, but this time I've been really pleased to see the county archives from all across the state. So, any questions?
All right, thank
I
you.
have something. On the old Social Security building, the archives building, as we move through the budget for next year, can you think of any repairs and things that need to be done on that?
I'm going to look for the budget for next fiscal year, what estimate we do need for the roof and what estimate we may need for that awning on the back of the building that we'd like to have for deliveries of records, more at ease for the entrance to the building. And so we'll look at that, and I'm going to try to get those kind of at rough estimate to begin with for both of those. Although the roof is fine, I go down there and look for any kind of leak, which I've not found. I've been real pleased. You know, we've had droughts in the last year and absolute huge flooding. and the building has held up very well, and I'm really pleased with it.
And our facilities guys or gals will work with them.
Right. And I've
get that
just
information
been working through a variety of things with them, so.
Architects, and I know Dr. Garrett got some exciting things to tell.
Yes, the school board got to tour for the first time Cartwright Elementary School last week, and it went very well. We are pleased to say we are ahead of schedule. Should get the building June the 10th, and we are within budget. Also, on Liberty and Thomas, it should go to bid very soon. And I think we got TCAT. We own that, their old building now. That is in the Board of Education. We have the deed on that. And I think that's it. We got a lot of stuff
And
going on.
community's finished.
Community is
function.
finished.
Yes, she said about to go to bid on Liberty and Thomas, right?
Mhm.
Discussion was to bid them together for better pricing, wasn't it?
I think so.
I think on community, we're still holding some money, waiting on them to finish up the grants.
But they're using the
It's
facility.
basically
It's
complete.
Yes, they're in it.
architect comments or anything related to that. Okay, moving on, monthly reports.
Okay, you've got your monthly financial report, and I don't really have anything that's unusual to report. We started collecting property tax, so you'll start seeing that come in when I get to the other report on the revenue side. So any questions about the monthly financials? Okay, if you go to the analysis of tax collections, you'll see that we are ahead so far on property tax for the year versus last year of $254,000. Prior year collections are down $28,000, and that's based on when they pay. If they pay early, then that's going to be less. Second page is clerk and master collections. We're ahead $14,000 for the year, and sales tax we're ahead $161,000 for the year. And I just read something a couple of weeks ago that the state is not hitting the budget on some of the sales tax recently, so I don't know how that's going to affect us. I haven't seen anything yet. Next report is the analysis of expenditures. Anything over 25%, which is an average, is highlighted in red. And most of that, what you see, will be the in-service and travel. A lot of that's done at the beginning of the year. And then we're over a little bit on electricity, but overall the total is 22%, so we're still under average in total. Food supplies are 41%. That's not really that unusual because there's purchase orders outstanding, and that runs that number. And the same thing applies to diesel and gasoline. We've got purchase orders outstanding. And as far as natural gas, we try to bid that ahead of time before it gets winter so that we can lock in the price. So that's my report. If anybody has any questions?
Questions on those reports? Do we do other reports and then approve them? Yeah, but they gotta go to the commission.
This doesn't.
Right, so we'll get EMS to do their report, and then we'll approve those, and then we'll do the quarterly. Is that all right? Okay.
All right, so I don't have a lot to add to the reports that I've submitted. The two things that we did this month, we finished the Bell Buckle Craft Fair. That was a busy time this weekend. We also got approved by the state to be a training site for EMT refreshers and AMT refreshers. So we're one of the few in the middle state that's able to do that now. And that's all I've got to add. If anybody has any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
Staffing is holding?
Staffing's doing good right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I used the word holding. I didn't say it was where we wanted to
It
be.
is right now.
Yeah, all that's starting to bounce back. All right, any other comments? All right, thank you. So, motion to approve the reports, monthly reports.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, moving on to quarterly financials.
Okay, you have your quarterly financial report. It's the same information. It's just summarized by quarter, so it'll be the same ending balances. Any questions? That this one does need to go.
Yeah,
to the
so we
commission.
need a motion to approve these or to send them to the commission.
Second.
All right, motion second, all in favor? Any opposed? Next item was the EMS write-offs, and it's to satisfy audit, and I know I'm familiar with their process, but they can't make those final adjustments without the commission's consent. So we need to send that to the commission.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Looks like Board of Education's got some surplus property. Questions or concerns there? I know the school board reviews this before it comes to us, so we just need a motion to send it.
Make a motion to send it to the commission.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, and then we got Board of Education Budget Amendment number 1.
Okay, you've got a handout. The board had a handout that they amended during the meeting in addition to the one that's the big copy. So what we're going to do is put those together when we send it to the commission, have it just one document. I also handed out another budget amendment that was approved by the board, but we thought it was federal projects, but it turns out it's 141, which is the general purpose school fund, so we're going to have to include that one too. So you have both of those individual sheets plus the total budget amendment. I can go over that. If you look at page 1, you'll see what the revenue side is. We had a LEAPS grant, voluntary pre-K, public school security grant. We had a carryover from Safe Schools. We had some small Tennessee Arts Commission grants, coordinated school health grant. We removed it from the budget. We had it in there for budget purposes, and we normally update that. We had some refunds and reimbursements, and then we had the Innovative Schools Model Grant, which had a carryover from last year. They actually got a grant from the prior year. And then we had some money from fund balance, and we had where we removed the Innovative School Models Grant from fund balance, because that's where it went last year when the books closed. And if you turn to page 2, you'll see where that is spread through the budget. And it's the same information, and the individual sheets show which department it went in. So if there are any questions,
This needs to go to the commission, so we need a motion to send it to the commission.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions, further questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Next is county's budget amendment number 1.
okay, we just finished this, so we didn't have time to send it out in your packet, so I'll go over this one too. If you'll turn to page 1. What this consists of is we had a few reclassifications. We had some contributions, mainly that's animal control. We had some refunds and reimbursements. Reimbursements is typically insurance recovery, where we're reimbursed for insurance loss. We had a state archives grant, which was mentioned earlier. And then we had the VCIF CCP grant for $153,000. This is with the Sheriff's Department. We also had a detect and mitigate COVID grant with the Sheriff's Department. That was $350,000. We had the evidence-based program grant, $244,000. And that's Sheriff's Department. Training equipment grant, $14,886. That's Sheriff. And animal control received a grant of $1,100. We had an awning grant of $227,000. That was for the health department. Look like I would say something. Homeland Security grant, $41,000. The election computer grant of $2,400, and we had assistance to firefighters grant, $763,000. Now that's in the amendment. We're going to have to amend the local portion at a later date, but right now we're just trying to get this in the budget. So if there are any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
Now, I think I know this. We know that these grants we apply for, but we do not budget them till we know they're approved, and that's why it's putting us in an amendment situation after the budget. So it's a pass-through in and out if it's one that's already spent or whatever.
Correct.
So it's not that we didn't realize we were applying, you just don't know if you're gonna get it.
Right. And I did have a couple of small amendments on drug control, highway, and the general debt service, but you can look at those if you need.
Motion to send them to the commission.
All right, any other question or comments? All in favor? Any opposed? All right, I think probation has a copier grant coming up, and it's more than a year, so it needs to go to the commission for proper approval.
Move to send on.
All right, second for that?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, other business, did I leave something off? Actual, so not hearing anything there. I do want to let you know, I just found out that Commissioner Mark Thomas's mother, we passed away today. We don't know the arrangements, but we will push that information out when we have it. I got to speak to Mark personally, and so it's a tough time. Nothing like your mom. So I know they're having a hard time, but we'll get that information out as soon as we know more about what's going on. Any other announcements?
I have one.
Okay.
I'm on the United Way Advisory Committee. John is too. John. We have an event this Thursday night at Humble Baron at Nearest Green Distillery. Give United celebration. It's this Thursday, 5:30 to 7:30. I encourage everyone to give to the United Way. We have our annual giving today, tomorrow, and Thursday. And we have reorganized for the United Way of Bedford County, so we appreciate any support that we can get. So that's Thursday night, 5:30 to 7:30, Humble Baron.
We still like 15 mentors for Tennessee Achieves meeting our, I think it's 85 we needed. Anyway, we lack 15 if anybody feels so compelled within their soul to help. And if you need where to sign up, text me and I'll send it to you, or contact the mayor's office. April's got several emails that give the link to, so. It doesn't take long, and they pretty much ignore you. But, I mean, seriously, they do. They don't want to talk to you, and, but they do come to you when they need something, and it's pretty minimal. Oh, yes, yes, yes.
And then I failed to mention,
Well,
if you
and for our
haven't,
county to participate in it.
if you haven't heard, Register of Deeds Johnny Reed has had some medical challenges and is recovering. Don't think he's quite home yet, but hopes to be back home soon. And so, again, if we get any additional updates for that, we'll push that.
How are his office staff? Or do you check with them?
Yeah, we have been in contact with them and offered to assist where we can. They're pretty efficient, and at this point, with the exception they're having a retirement that'll be coming up, they're fully staffed otherwise. And I have been speaking with Johnny myself personally, and this time he doesn't anticipate a problem with operation. Any other announcements? I'm sorry. Any announcements, questions, thoughts? All right, motion to adjourn?